Hi, I'm Jeremy, and change is coming. Welcome back to Extraordinary Times. I am Jeremy, of course. The reason I say change is coming is things are changing now that we are in a new year, and AJ is working more and I am working and going to school, and so things are not going to be as regular as they have been in the past. You didn't notice the first whole week of the year we didn't do anything, but that's because we're starting to get busy and be adults and stuff. So, we're going to keep trying to do this at least sometime during the week, all the time. 60% of the time it works every time, right? What I mean to say is we are going to keep producing something for you. It may not be the serial everyday stuff, but we are going to keep producing because, well, this is cool. I like doing this. If nothing else, I'm going to keep doing something. Anyways, first story of today. Now, most of you know I'm a big Constitution head. Like, I love the Constitution. I love what it does for our country as far as a framework and having to debate things and really work on our laws before we just pass laws. But now we have people like New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg coming out at Johns Hopkins University, where they were talking about gun control over the weekend and talking about how the president needs to circumvent Congress and really just, pass these gun control measures unilaterally because he has that privilege. But really, honestly, truly, he doesn't. And this bothers me that this mentality from the left side of our country thinks that now that they have the power, they can circumvent the Constitution the way other presidents who may have used that same power for war making or whatever have been doing. So basically they're declaring Obama a dictator and that he's allowed to do whatever he wants because he's the Obaminator. That is not okay. But moving on, a little bit ago we talked about the Russian team that found that Lake Vostok really far down under the ice in Antarctica. Well, they had found some microbes in the water down there, and it was really exciting, but then they realized that it was just from the oil and stuff that had fallen in the lake because they were drilling into a lake. And so, yeah, no, science isn't broken. Life cannot exist in that frozen of water. And just announced today, Secretary of State Clinton, who will soon be former Secretary of State Clinton, will finally be testifying about Benghazi next week to Congress because, before she had a flu and a concussion and all the other things that were keeping her from talking to Congress, under oath and, being honest about stuff. So we'll see if this gets postponed until John Kerry's the Secretary of State, and then it'll be even more complicated to get her into Congress. Aww. Now, everyone's been talking about Libya the last little while, but what they have been neglecting is right next door, there's a little country called Mali. And Mali, among a lot of other African nations, used to be a French colony. And they've been having a lot of problems since Muammar Gaddafi got toppled, and rebels have been attacking there too. And now there's a big, they call it militant Islamic movement. They're basically Al-Qaeda going crazy on steroids. Now France taking their responsibility as a former owner of Mali, that they are sending troops in there, and America is backing them up. And it's basically, France stepping up and actually being, less of a wussy kind of state like most people associate France to be, like I have made jokes about in the past. But that's okay, because I'm taking French now, and I'm going to learn all about how wussy the French really are. Hint, the French were very violent people for a very long time. And now, in probably my favorite story today, bank robbers in Berlin took a parking structure and they went down to the lower level of it and began burrowing. They burrowed through the wall of the parking structure and then under the street over to the bank that they were robbing, and then busted into the safety deposit safe, took about 100 safety deposit boxes worth of stuff, and which they don't really know how much of what was in there right now. They're trying to catalog all of it and contact all the safety deposit box owners, which in a German bank could be a lot of dangerous people. I'm just saying, not like America where we have happy fluffy things in safety deposit boxes. They put like gold and guns and stuff in those. Anyways, so the point being that these bank robbers took several days and a lot of trouble and a lot of planning and an unknown number of people, and got in there, got the stuff, lit a fire to cover their tracks, and left. Apparently they've been doing it secretly enough and well enough that there's not even like dirt left around on the parking garage floor from what they've been doing. It's crazy. It's like straight up Hollywood heist, but they did it in real life. So, you know, as much as I don't like breaking the law, that's kind of cool. I don't mean to glorify that. Robbery is bad, but, you know, good planning is good planning. I'm just saying. Stealing's bad, okay? For my last story today, I want to give you something a little more down to earth, if you will. Westboro Baptist Church, of course, is a bunch of androgynous douches, and they have threatened to picket a young man's funeral in New York named Aaron Swartz. Now, if you don't know who Aaron Swartz is, it's okay. Most people that invent the things that you use every single day, you don't know their names. Aaron Swartz, when he was 14, was on a team of people that invented what's called RSS. And if you don't know exactly what that is, it's okay. You look at it every single day on Facebook and Wiki and everything that you look at on the internet. So, you know, you should at least be a little bit appreciative of Aaron Swartz. But the Westboro Baptist Church is picketing his funeral because, quote, God hates, with an 8, cybercriminal thugs. Now, what was it that Aaron Swartz actually did to garner hate from the Westboro Baptist Church? He took information, scientific information, not like copywritten songs or something that people created from themselves. He took public information, scientific information specifically, from MIT, and he published it on the internet for free. Millions and millions and millions of scientific articles that just chronicle, shall we say, the depth of human knowledge. And he put these things on the internet for free so that people could actually look into them, and you know, simple people can grasp these very complex things, and he believed that. And so he put them out there on the internet and was thusly summarily prosecuted for it. He was in court up until his death over the, you know, things that he did do. He believed in the freedom of information so much that back in 2005, he had this little startup company and a website, and then decided to take it seriously, and he merged with a little company called Reddit. And back then, Reddit was a little tiny company. And then all of a sudden, he and Reddit together made information explode on the internet so that, you know, y'all can look at, you know, memes and all kinds of things all day, every day. You know what I'm talking about. People like Aaron Swartz are the reason that we have really, really, really cool things, and a lot of us get to experience it for free or for the very, very minimal cost that Comcast or AT&T put on us, even though that's actually not really minimal cost. But we'll move on. People from all over the internet came out, including the ever-feared Anonymous. They politely hacked the MIT website and put up, and I'm going to put a link to the web cache of it below so that y'all can read it. They, of course, took it down from the MIT website when Anonymous took it over. But at the very bottom of it, and the whole thing's worth reading. I just read it, and it's read it. And it's actually really worth the read. But at the bottom, especially, they were really polite to MIT, saying, you know, we don't blame you for Aaron taking his life. We don't blame MIT for anything. But, you know, thanks for letting us borrow your web servers without permission. Wink. If there's anything to be learned from this, it is to live a life worthy of the Westboro Baptist Church picketing your funeral. And today I leave you with that. Thank you so much for watching Extraordinary Times. People like Aaron Swartz make people like me able to share things to people like you. Thank you so much for all of your support. And we will do what we can so that y'all can keep getting information. Again, we're not going to be able to do this every day anymore. It's going to be way too hard and way too stressful. And when a hobby becomes way too hard and way too stressful, one has to change it or give it up. And I don't want to give you up or let you down. And I'm going to stop that before I get too far. And until next time.
Be around.
Yeah. For in the end, we will not be judged according to what we give, but according to what we keep to ourselves.